It is time. Nice racing. It's great to see it in the chat. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm glad to see you here for one of these streams. You gonna be able to hang out for the whole time, most of the time tonight? Looks like we got one vote so far on the poll. A no, we should not abandon non-points paying races. Let me just check the audio settings, make sure everything's okay. Hi, Emily. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing well. Nice. Glad to see you, of course. Finally able to catch one of these live. How was youth group that you had the other night? I think it was on, was it last week or was it Sunday? I don't remember. Hopefully it went well. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I'll be here most of the night. Probably grab dinner at some point though. Oh, that's okay. I think you're on the West Coast, or at least towards the West Coast, so our time difference is a little bit off. So yeah, dinner time would probably be in a few, like in an hour or two for you. So no problem. I'll be here. The plan is to more than likely go until 10. I want to try and get as much of this car done as I can tonight. We'll talk about the Clash a little bit later. That was something. We'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, glad that you guys are able to join on this Thursday evening. I got some new water for the decals, so nice new warm water. I also brought the box in frame. I don't know if I showed you guys that last time, but yeah, I brought that in so we could take a look at that. And I have a potentially semi-big announcement today that I received a message from. So yeah, we'll take a look at the poll. Still one vote. If you guys haven't voted in the poll, please do so. I sent the tweet out, so let me just make sure I have not. Oh, you haven't seen the box yet? Okay. Well, I will take this decal sheet off in 1 second. Let me just, how do you, okay. So my tweet has gone out. It's not really too much of an announcement necessarily, other than Cody might be going racing again this year, and whatever sponsor he has acquired, they have a stipulation that they want 50 164 cars. So I might be on the hook for another 50 of those. Darbliz, good to see you. How you doing? The D Maria. So yeah, I was just kind of starting to get caught up on all my stuff, and we might have to be making 50 cars. So yeah, we'll see what he comes back with. He's got to show me the design of the paint scheme before I commit to anything, but sad. Yeah, it is, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my own projects. I know. Yeah, I have the 50. I still have 14 more to go, 14 more to decal on the 50 that I was working on, and then he, potentially hits me with this other 50. So it's a good opportunity. It's really cool. I mean, we'll see. I haven't looked at the design yet, but yeah, I had a bunch of my own cars lined up that I wanted to get caught up on, and then he hits me with that. So, it's, like I said, it's a good opportunity, but it's a little, I don't know, unfortunate timing, let's say. I don't know if I want to call it that, but either way, it's cool to kind of still be in the industry and around the guys and teams. So I do see now we have 2 votes in the poll. We got a 50-50 shot going on there. But yeah, so anyway, while these decals are in the water, this is the box. So I designed it, and then it was printed and cut by the company that I work with about an hour from my house. So I did all the design work, all the artwork on it myself, and I think it turned out pretty good. So yeah, I'm obviously a fan of it, and yeah, so I'll keep that in frame for most of the night. That'll be good there. So all right, what project are you working on this year? I see you said you have a project that you're starting. Is it a surprise, or can you disclose what it is? Because I don't remember if you said last time if you were potentially starting some custom cars. I don't think it was you. I think it was somebody else. Is the music okay, guys? The audio balance between my voice and the music? I'm going to try to do an art piece of every cup. Ooh, that is a challenge. That's a tough one, but I like the thought. Now, when you say art piece, is it going to be like a full, hold on one second, a full drawing, or is it going to be like a full painting, watercolor? Like, what is it? What's your plan? Or are they going to be different pieces of artwork? And I would like to set up a sign. Shopify or something to sell prints. That would be cool. That would be cool. I might have to pick one up if you do something like that. Only if it's a Ross or a Byron win. Those are my stipulations. Or if Ryan Sieg win. If the 39 team wins, I will pick up all the artwork if you make some. Ooh, train o'clock. 1 second, I just have to send a link. Do. Whoa. How did I pick up 3 subscribers? That's cool. Unless it's bots. Hopefully we're not dealing with that again tonight. I changed the chat settings to be you have had to have been a subscriber to chat. So hopefully that prevents any bots from jumping in the chat tonight. I don't really want to deal with that again. That was not a fun time. I did not enjoy that last time we were live. So hopefully that's not gonna happen tonight. But yeah, if you guys have just jumped in, please vote on the poll. I'd like to get your opinions. We'll talk about the Clash in a little bit. Oh boy, it was a doozy. It was something, that's for sure. But yeah, the plan is to try and get this car done tonight. Hopefully we can do that. Or at least most of the way done. Because I have some other projects I have to catch up on and work on. I will be leaving for vacation tomorrow, so tomorrow's video is going to go out as scheduled. It's normal noon o'clock time slot. So if you guys want to take a look at that, it's a quick one. For some reason, I didn't really feel like putting too much work into this week's video, so I got it scheduled and it's out there. It's not the most unique, not the most fun video I've done so far, but I did get a car in the mail yesterday, so I'll be putting a short out in the near future, probably over the weekend, maybe Sunday or something, of the car. I'm just taking a break from sketching the car to watch this. Oh, well, you're more than welcome to sketch it while we stream. There's nothing preventing you from doing that. I'm very disappointed that Lionel is not able to make his race to win diecast. I mean, that was his first ever win. I know it's the Clash, so it's not technically, it's not a points paying race, but it still is a win. He crossed the line first. It's a big deal. So I think Denny Hamlin and Jeff Gordon are the other two drivers that have won the Clash or the Shootout or the Unlimited before winning their first actual points paying race. So Coca-Cola basically told Lionel no, and I'm not really sure why. There's something preventing it for some reason, some licensing thing. So yeah, Lionel's hands are tied. They can't make the car. So it kind of sucks for Priest fans. I totally feel for them not being able to have their driver's first career win. And the dude's earned it. I mean, he's taken the very long road to get to where he is. Pepsi. Now, personally, I guess I'm partial to Pepsi only because Jeff Gordon raced it as one of his sponsors. So yeah, I don't have any real tie to it other than that. So this is interesting. This Slim Chickens is really, really large compared to our fuel inlet here. It puts it way closer to the Coca-Cola than it should be. I might have to do some modification here. Yeah, I don't drink any pops, liquid carbonated beverages. Not really my thing. Yeah, I don't know if I would have a reason to, honestly, unless somebody asked. But unfortunately, like time-wise, I don't really have any time. Especially with Cody coming at me with the request for 50 cars. So yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon. But there are decals available for, obviously, the Chase Coca-Cola car, then the Ricky Stenhouse, Daniel Suarez, and Denny Hamlin. So there are decals out there. I don't really have a connection to Coca-Cola necessarily. I know that when Hendrick was sponsored by them, they didn't like having the Monster Energy decals on the cars, on the diecast, so they prevented that from happening, which was shocking. But yeah, I don't know, it's a dumb thing, in my opinion, for brands to not want diecast made. Like they're just preventing their brand from being more exposed, which I think is nearsighted. I think that's a dumb decision by them. I did not. I saw something on Twitter about it, but I didn't look into it. I didn't read into it anymore other than, or no, it wasn't Twitter. It was online else. Somebody asked if his truck was going to be made. And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even know he was attempting the race." So apparently he is. That's cool. I hope they can do it. I hope they put together a good truck for him. What team is it with? Trying to think of truck teams. Probably Nice Motorsports. They let everybody drive their trucks. It is. To be honest, I'm kind of looking forward to that one more than the Cup race. I'm looking forward to the Cup race the least out of the 3 races that weekend. My order of, I guess, importance is Xfinity, Truck, then Cup. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that it's Nice Motorsports. For some reason, that's what I thought your name was when you jumped into the chat the first time. I know it's not spelled the same, but at a quick glance, it looks the same. So I always just thought that you were like Nice Motorsports or Nice Racing. But yeah, the truck race is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Hopefully there's not too many wrecks, and hopefully they can actually get some decent racing in, because the truck series has a wrecking problem for sure. He's the Ford for Nice awaiting approval from NASCAR. Come on, NASCAR. I think not embracing Cletus is a big problem for them. They need to... He has such a huge following. I think it's important for NASCAR to embrace him and kind of, not like elevate him necessarily, but work hand in hand with him to kind of advance the brand and get the brand in front of people that might not otherwise be watching. Is she still the announcer? We could talk about the Clash, because I have a lot of things to say about it. Jamie Little is not a booth announcer. I'm sorry. It is what it is. She's a really, really good pit road reporter, but she is not a good booth announcer. No hate. I mean, you can call a spade a spade. It is what it is. She was one of my favorite pit road announcers, or commentators, actually, for the longest time, and then she moved into the booth, and I'm like, that's just not it. So yeah, we could talk about the Clash. First of all, it was supposed to be run last Sunday, and it got postponed until Monday. Are you kidding me? How do we get bots? No. I even put it on strict. What the heck? Okay, good. I even put it on strict moderation tonight. What a disappointment. I also put it on that you have to be subscribed to the channel. Oh yeah, I can do that. Hold on, sorry, I'm just. Can manage block word and change that. Okay. Alright, try that. Okay. Hopefully that solves that. Yeah, so last time we had like a bunch of bots jump into the chat. It was so frustrating. Hopefully that we're done with that. I thought we were because I changed the chat settings. That you have to be subscribed in order to participate in the chat, but apparently that didn't help all that much. Well, now I lost my train of thought. I think we were talking about Jamie Little, and what a good pit road reporter she was, but she's just not a play-by-play announcer. Like Adam Alexander is actually a really good play-by-play announcer. I really like him in the booth. I do also like Lee Diffie. Let me just check something really quick. Well, oh yeah, okay. So the Clash. Oh, that's right. That's what I was talking about. So the Clash was supposed to be Sunday. It got moved to Monday. I thought that was kind of a bad decision. And then they pushed it back to Wednesday. So they just kept pushing it back. And then Wednesday finally rolled around, and I'm trying to think. I don't think practice or qualifying. No, the last chance qualifier was on Fox, but practice and qualifying were on Fox Sports 1. Or yeah, I guess they did qualify. They changed the rules too. They got rid of the heat races and just did qualification. Okay, all right. I'll stop the Clash talk. We'll come back. Just let me know when you're back from dinner. We'll talk about that. We'll just decal the car and talk about some other things in the meantime. Hopefully not bots, because that was annoying. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, this is what we're working on, this Chase Elliott car, but the color's a little bit different because it was a special request. So, how discouraging. That bot thing is very discouraging. Very annoying. I think the main thing that annoys me about it is, like, we're just a small channel. It's not like we have hundreds of people watching, right? So what are the bots going to gain by jumping in here or botting this channel? I don't know. It's just frustrating. Okay. 86,000 seconds. Get out of my chat. All right. Anyway, so we'll talk about the Clash in a minute. We'll get back to that when he comes back from dinner. But anyway, yeah, so Cody messaged me today about making cars for him for whatever his sponsor is, and it's a lot more cars. Again, it's a good problem to have. They like the cars, they want more, but it's 50 more, so it's not going to be a short project. I'm still not even done with these 50 from last year. I really didn't want to do it again, but apparently whatever the sponsor said, they want it as a part of the deal, so I'll do it. We'll help Cody out. He's done a lot for the channel. Maybe I'll ask him to put my decal on the car or something. We'll see. But yeah, season's going to be starting up here officially next week. We have the duels, I think on Wednesday, or on Thursday, I mean. Duels Thursday, Trucks Friday, ARCA and O'Reilly on Saturday, and then Sunday's the Cup race. I'm thinking, like I said before, I think I'm most excited for the O'Reilly series because I want to see the 39 team do well. I would like to see them win, obviously. Then probably the truck race because it, come on. I don't understand. This is so annoying. Like, what is even the point? Thanks for getting rid of those. That's so annoying. Like, I haven't turned on moderation. Let me... Moderation activity. Well, I guess we don't have to show that. Yeah, we don't need to show that. Although, I don't know if that's only for my screen. We'll have to look in the settings. Sorry. I have strict moderation on, and I have subscribers and members only. Minimum subscription time. Let's change it to... I have it as a day, though. Like, these people aren't these bots aren't subscribed to me for a day. How disappointing. Sorry. This is why we can't have nice things. Anyway, I was watching a different channel earlier today, and he was getting hit with spam bots. And the difference between like my chat and his chat is he had like, I don't know, 1,500 or 1,000 people or 2,000 people watching the stream. So the chat moves so fast that it's not really like that annoying. And he has like 6 moderators in the chat at any time, 6 to 10. So like as soon as something like that happens, it gets bounced from the channel immediately, pretty much. And also, since there's so many people in the stream, nobody even really sees it. Like it's there and gone before anybody can even really notice it. Like the problem with my streams is we only have like 5 to 10 people watching, if that, at any given time. And the chats are pretty stagnant most of the time. Like it's not like we're lighting up the world with our chats. And so anytime you get the bots, they just sit there and linger. I don't know. I don't really know what else to do because I also have strict moderation on. that will remove any questionable content. I don't get it. So I don't know what else I have to do from my side to get that to not happen, but here we are once again talking about that 2 streams in a row. Very, very, very less than ideal situation. I just want to decal some cars, interact with you guys, and have a good time. And here we are talking about the stupid bots again. Yep, there we go. There's another one. I don't know. I don't understand it. I seriously don't understand it. It's so annoying because, like, it offers nothing. Like, I guess it just slows down the stream, like, I guess, but what is the accomplishment of botting someone's channel? A low-grade YouTuber. I'm not even a YouTuber. I'm just a guy building cars, sharing that with the people. So, sorry guys. Very, very frustrated. Because I also don't want to turn the chat off. Like, what's the point of me streaming and not being able to interact with the chat? Like, I could turn it off and then we get no bots. Maybe I'll change the chat settings next time to you had to have been subscribed for a week, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't expect bots to play the long game. But that's an option. Also, this Slim Chickens sponsorship, just like, it doesn't fit the car. It's just weird. Still need a Wonder Bread car. Yeah, I know. We got... And see, now my chat on OBS isn't working again. I have this other chat pulled up on my other laptop, and I can see that. But I can't... There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I know. They're coming out with a whole new decal line of the Talladega Nights cars, and I'll make that at some point. I'm going to make them for myself also, but yeah. Now I'm getting a phone call. Oh my gosh, this whole... It's all popping off, folks. We're good, though. It's fine. It's fine. Eventually, it's fine. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you were here when you heard about Cody's 50 cars that I'll have to be making, but that seriously puts a damper on what I was going to be making for myself to begin with, so I will get to it. No telling when. Don't you worry. Eventually is what it will be. Anyway, so the reason I bought 2 decal sets for this car is because the power slide ones are great, and I will actually use most of that sheet for most of the car. And here we go again. Are you kidding me? I can't even believe that. I seriously can't. I don't even know what to say. And now my camera. I'm honestly just gonna end stream. This is so frustrating. Or I'm just gonna start streaming on Rumble. I'm so annoyed. Well, somebody else voted in the poll and said get rid of points paying rates, non-points paying races. So now we have a 2-to-1 advantage. I'm so frustrated. I don't even know, like, what's the point? So anyway, the reason I bought 2 decal sets is because the roof number on this one doesn't have any cutouts in it, whereas the roof number for this one has cutouts for the model, for the roof camera, and the antennas. Now, I could just paint them, but I don't... It's really hard to match a decal with paint. So I bought this set and there are no cutouts, so I'll use that for the roof number. I don't know if we'll get to that tonight though. I also was told to do the red decals for the tires, so I'll be doing that. Not tonight, but whenever I get to the tires. And the other thing about this decal set is the window brackets have the dots and not the red. So these ones had the red. And I don't want to use this because the red won't match because we painted it a different color red. So I'm going to use the window dots from that car. And I'll put those on after we get the C-post decals on. So okay. No. Yeah, the bots are back for some reason, and like the stream is all screwed up. So the messages won't come in through OBS, and now they won't, but now they do, and then they won't come through YouTube Studio, but now they won't. I don't know. It's so dumb. I'm so just frustrated with everybody, with everything. So anyway, the Clash. Okay, so the Clash, they moved it from Sunday to Monday, and then Monday's weather was looking bad, but they already knew Monday's weather was looking bad, so they moved it back to Wednesday, which was eventually the right call. And Wednesday, oh, we have 5 votes in the chat now. That's cool. So we're at 3-2 for yes, no. But anyway, Wednesday, the weather was still pretty cold, but they were able to get the racing in, but they didn't want to do Fox programming for practice and qualifying, so they only had the last chance qualifier and then the main event, the main clash race on Fox. And it was a 50-mile race. It was 200 laps. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think it was 200 laps. And I think I saw at one point during the broadcast that they were at like 130 laps under caution. And they also weren't counting caution laps. So it was just a disaster because there were so many wrecks. Slow mode. Send a message. All right, slow mode. Whatever that does, hopefully that works. Yeah, it was good to see Zilich up there. The one thing I will say about it is there were a lot of different drivers up front. There were a bunch of different contenders. They had a lot of different leaders, different drivers at different points of the race were up front. And I thought that was good. I thought it was good to see, I guess. But a lot of it kind of had to do with, hey, welcome in. It's been a disaster with the stupid bots again. It was good to see different drivers up front at different points of the race. I did like that. So that was good from that aspect. It was also bad that the cars were running out of fuel. So I guess the one thing I do want to say is I didn't really like hyper focus on the race. I kind of had it on in the background, and we were building a puzzle with our family, eating dinner while watching the race and stuff. So I wasn't like hyper focused on it. But I did see that they had to bring the cars back in pit road to refuel them. That was kind of dumb. And then I do think they should switch to slicks. Yeah, and then that whole thing, but like bringing them in, putting rain tires on, then putting slicks on, then not, then just going back and forth with all that was, I don't know. I think they should. I understand why NASCAR wants it to be similar. I think they should let the teams police it a little bit more themselves. And if they want to put slicks on, they can. If they don't, then whatever. But I think it's a little more difficult because the pit road is also outside the track there. So that decision is a little more difficult because you can't exactly just come down pit road under green or whatever. So yeah, overall, the racing itself was okay. I mean, you kind of knew what you were getting with that track. It's the name of it, the Madhouse. It's pretty much just beating and banging. It's high-speed bumper cars. I mean, yeah, it's technical to some degree, but it's just a lot of drivers hitting everybody, and you hit a car, and that car hits the car in front of you. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't want to call it a wreck fest or it was just bumper cars. But when they spread out a little bit, the racing was pretty good. There was some side by side. It was a little bit more technical. They could arc or not arc. Well, yeah, they could arc the entry. They could diamond the corner a little bit, move up the track. So, yeah, it was. Once they got spread out and away from each other, the racing was decent. But yeah, it was just. There were so many wrecks and so many cautions. There was never a rhythm to the race. It was very choppy and hard to watch, honestly. But what I will say is, yes, the sleet added a very strange component. It it was really weird to see that the chunks of sleet hitting the cars. That was very odd to see. Also, I don't think they had windshield wipers, which was an odd decision. But yeah, seeing them around the high lane was very strange because the bottom is always the preferred lane there, it seems. And by the end of the race, it was pretty much high lane was the fast lane, and how could you get to not quite the wall, but maybe like a half lane off of the wall, and survive. So, these cars aren't all 100% symmetrical, actually. This decal is not quite close to that. But yeah, once they got spread out, the racing overall was pretty good. I can't complain too much about that. But we haven't even got to probably the most egregious part of the night, which was Fox cutting away from the race, telling everybody to go over to Fox Sports 2 or the Fox 1 app or whatever to play, not Dancing with the Stars, what was it? The Masked Singer. I don't know what tells you that NASCAR is more irrelevant than it has been in the last 30 years than Fox saying, we're going to cut your programming short to go to the Masked Singer. Like, I know they had an allotted window and things outside of their control with the weather and everything. Yeah, so I don't really subscribe. I have Peacock for Premier League and Apple TV for MLS, but other than that, like, we don't have any like live streaming services. So yeah, I just didn't watch the end of the race. Also, kind of at that point though, I was already at my wit's end with it, with everybody wrecking and it just being embarrassing, honestly. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to say relieved, but I was like, okay, I don't have to watch the rest of this. I can just go home because we were at my parents' house. So yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, the end of it, I didn't get to watch. It sounded like though from the radio or from the what was it, MRN broadcast, that what's his name, Ryan Preece kind of just drove away with it. He had a pretty easy lead at the end, and Byron was in second and not really closing in on him. So I think I would have been a little bit more disappointed if Byron would have won and I didn't get to watch it. But at the end of the day, like, at that point, I was already over it. So I heard that he dropped some F-bombs on national TV. Well, I guess it wasn't national TV at that point. But it was his first career win in any capacity in the Cup Series. So I thought that was super cool that he got the win. Like, Byron's won a bunch of races. So, I always like to see the 24 car in victory lane. But, Ryan Preece, somebody else winning it's not that big of a problem. Especially since he had never won before. So I thought that was good that he won it. Again, like I said, I was super disappointed in just kind of the general decision making of NASCAR to get to where the race was run on a Wednesday. It was postponed, and they knew like the weather was coming. I mean, they did all that they could with the circumstances, but I just think the decision making could be a little bit better. But overall, my opinion is I think that they should go away from non-points paying races. I have this idea in my head that is basically what NASCAR should do is they should go away from non-points paying races, and they should also shorten the season. And I think that 36 races is a very, very long season, and I think they could I think it would do them well to bring it down. I think bringing that down to probably 30 or 32 races is a good idea. Getting rid of the All-Star race, getting rid of the Clash, and going with like a mid-season endurance race. I think that would be awesome. It's not going to happen. These are just thoughts that run through my head, but it like you could start the season around the same time, and you can you could start and end the season around the same time, but kind of in the middle. Take you have an off week, then you have 2 weeks of the endurance stuff, and then you have another off week, and then you're back to your regular season stuff. So basically you would have all 3 of the top series race at the Daytona Road Course 4th of July weekend, and basically the weekend before 4th of July you would have practice and qualifying, and then all throughout the week it'd kind of be like an all-star thing where you have like a pit crew challenge, and then you have more practice throughout the week. But basically you would have every team that would be racing in it would have 2 drivers. You would have your normal everyday driver like Chase Elliott, William Byron, Connor Zilisch, Denny Hamlin, whoever it is. And then they could select a second driver of any racing discipline that wasn't already in the series. So like Denny Hamlin couldn't select another driver that's in the Cup Series or any of the other 2 series. But you could bring in an ARCA driver, or you could bring in an IndyCar driver, or a Formula 1 car driver, or an IMSA driver, or whoever you want. And that driver and the full-time driver would have to split the seat in 8-hour. It would be an 8-hour endurance race, and you would have 2-hour stints per driver. So whether it would be 2 and 2 for the first driver, and then the second driver would finish 2 and 2, or it'd be staggered first second. Each driver would have to basically run 2 hours of this 8-hour endurance race. You could start it at noon. It would be done by 8 p.m. under the lights, and you'd have all 3 series racing. I think that would be cool. It's never going to happen. Maybe if I could get some executive's ear one day, we could do something, get something going, but I don't think that I obviously don't have the pull for that. I don't have the ability to make those sorts of decisions, but I seriously think I could run I could probably run NASCAR better than how it's being run right now, because I wouldn't need like a $30 million contract or whatever to run the sport. I would just need a comfortable living, 100,000, and that's it. So, well, depending upon where you live, you get 100,000 in California. New York doesn't really get you much. But yeah, so I think an endurance race would be awesome with all 3 series. I don't think it would happen. But overall, the Clash, I think the Coliseum thing honestly didn't really look as bad now, but I still don't like it. Yeah, it's just I'm just happy for Ryan Preece. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, other than that, I guess I could pull up the finishing order. We could look at that. I'll pull it up on my other screen. Did we just like completely disable the chat? Because honestly, at this point, that wouldn't bother me that much. I do like chatting with you guys, but for some reason, I'm just annoyed over that. I'll pull up the finishing order and the lap leaders and all that stuff here in a second. Just give me a minute to put these taillights on. This car is coming together really nicely, though. I do like it. I do like the red. We talked about it last stream. The red is cool. It's different than what the actual car ran was by special request. And yeah, so far it's turning out great. I mean, the box red is kind of more what the actual car was. So. Oh, also, I like that they went back to the Camaro this year. Chevrolet had Chevrolet on the back last year. Now they've gone back to the Camaro in 2026. Hopefully that means the Camaro's coming back. Maybe one day I'll buy a Camaro at some point. Hopefully. But yeah. That's one thing that I'm glad to see. I guess the bots accomplished their mission. The chat has gone silent. This one's a really difficult one to line up because it kind of just floats in the middle of the back. Like there's really not much of a body line to line it up with vertically. Looks pretty good though. You can kind of see how I did it with the taillights. Lined it up with the taillights. It looks pretty good. And then this way. Yeah, that's good. All right, give me 1 second. We'll go through the rundown. Let me just put the ZL1 on here. This one, I just step away to check where it actually goes. It kind of goes in this little ridge. This little body line, this contour. Just like that. So, it looks like we have 8 people watching. I don't know how many of those are bots, but thank you guys for tuning in. We had a few annoyances earlier. And other than that, though, the stream's been fun. The chat was rolling a little bit earlier, but it's kind of subsided a little bit. But let me throw some more decals in the water, and then I'll pull up the clash results, and we can go over those. But yeah, this car, it looks sweet. I like it. I might keep it. Just kidding. Not that I'm excited to get it out of my house, but when you work on so many, you're just ready to get things out. All right, so we'll throw these decals in the water. So we got this Coca-Cola. Got that. We got this. We got this. Oh, I guess there was a Camaro on this sheet. I didn't have to use it from that one. That's okay though. It's the same size. It's the same, exact same decal manufacturer, so it'd be the same. All right. So we'll go over here. Has the chat even been moving? Am I even still live? We got 9 people watching. If you haven't, vote in the poll. It looks like we are still sitting at a 3-2, getting rid of points paying races. I kind of already talked about that a little bit. See, I jumped up a ton of subscribers tonight, but I don't know if that's like all the... Whoa, okay. You're still here. All right, I see it. Whoa. I missed a ton of chats. What the heck is going on? Okay, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, Mr. Toothpaste, I did see that Hocevar signed a multi-year deal with Spire, so I think that's cool. I like Carson. He's a little bit of a madman, but I like him. Okay, I see that you guys are still here. Okay. Well, sorry, now I have to scroll back and catch up on the chats. Well, dude, this is so frustrating. I'm sorry, guys. Byron was catching him a little, then Priest were on the bottom again. Okay, so that's how he got away from him. Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that. SVG leading on oval. Yep, okay. I think SVG is gonna surprise some people this year. And I'm here for it. I'm okay with SVG. I like him. I think he's a good driver. Seems like a decent person, so I don't mind that. Yeah, seeing him lead on an oval was cool. Let's see. He ran endurance race. They should do it by team instead of driver because one driver isn't enough. Right, they should do 2 drivers. Okay, so we covered that. Being a promoter would be a good job. I would like to do that. High school basketball team won 145-12. That's insane. Let me see if I could just do something. I'm gonna do this. Let's see if that comes through. Something's messed up with my OBS. Like, I don't know. Oh, okay, so it came through on there. It comes through on there, but it doesn't come through on OBS. And I typed it in OBS. I don't really know what's going on. It's so... Maybe I need to update it. I checked, though, today, and it didn't say that it needed an update. Oh, I can refresh the chat? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Okay, got it. Test confirmed. Okay, I see your test confirmed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a streamer. We're just decaling cars here. Okay. Honestly, I was really worried to have chat broken just here. Okay, I think I refreshed my chat. Test has been confirmed. You're new here, Brian. Okay, good to see you. First of all, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy your stay on the Diecast Driven channel. It's been a hectic night. This is for a friend of mine. I made a Chevy Blazer for him that was his son's with this color. It's radiant red, and this is what he wanted. He wanted this Chase Elliott Coca-Cola car. So yeah, I hope he's not a bot too. So he wanted this radiant red color, and that's what we're doing. So I also made this custom box for him, and yeah, it's been a night. Hopefully you're not a bot. I see all of the confetti and stuff flying in the chat, so hopefully like all the hundreds and confettis and stuff, I see all that. So hopefully that's all you guys. It's been an evening. So please do not expect perfection. I like the red a lot. I do too. It's very much growing on me. I was a little hesitant when I first got the car back from paint, and yeah, so it's a pretty cool car. I really like it. Don't expect perfection from me as far as this streaming quality goes. It's I don't know. You were doing all the emojis. Okay, cool. Cool. Um, but yeah, I really like the color. It's obviously different than the actual car. So, yeah, and here's the real car. If you guys want to see, I did that just in time for my camera to go out, so I was on top of my game at least for that. All right, I'm pulling up the results from the race last night. Camera's back, so we'll switch back to that. What a night. Okay. Cookout Flash race results. Okay, you know what? We'll just share the other screen. Who cares? All right, there we go. I guess my question, Ryan, since you're new here, I don't know you, but you said his son sounds cool. I don't know if you're outing yourself, but if you are his son, you have a pretty cool blazer, and I hope you like the car, if that is indeed you. But also welcome in. Glad to see you here. Nice. If you want to stick around, you can leave this on in the background, or you can turn it off. Doesn't really matter to me. Whatever you want to do. I appreciate you being here. I was super happy that you got to hang out tonight. Sorry about the bots. I don't really know how to fix that. I tried a few things, and they clearly didn't work. So I just wanted to cover the Clash results really quick. We had Ryan Preece winning. He led 46 laps, so he did lead quite a bit. There were 11 lead changes. It says 17 cautions for 17 laps, which is an absolute lie. So because they weren't counting cautions, not really sure about that. Byron finished second, Blaney third, Suarez fourth, Hamlin rounding out the top 5. Byron did lead 14 laps. I wasn't really ever confident that he would win the race, especially when he was leading. But, yeah, him leading some laps was good. And then, let's see who else. So, obviously, Preece led a lot of laps. Byron led some. Briscoe was out front for a while. Larson was out front for a long while. Larson was weird because he was up front and everything was going fine, and then as soon as he got past, he plummeted like a rock. SVG leading some laps was cool. Hocevar was up there leading some laps. So like I said, you got a bunch of different people leading laps, which was nice. Yeah, I agree. The 17 cautions, it was way more than 17 laps, but they just didn't count them. So, yeah. Overall, I would say it was probably more of a negative than a positive. But for Ryan Preece to get his first career victory, even though it was a non-points paying race, was pretty cool. I'm glad for him. He's been working really hard at it. Who else? We had SVG lead some laps. And then, yeah, I think that was it. Oh, we had Ty Gibbs lead some laps. You have a pretty cool diecast blazer. Well, I'm glad you like it. It was one of my most unique projects that I've worked on, so I'm glad that you obviously like it, and I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And it was a unique one. I don't know if you watched the video that I made of it on the channel as well, but yeah, I'm glad that you're here to see a little bit of behind the scenes. that we got going on here. So yeah, the Clash overall was kind of a mess, but I kind of expect that out of modern NASCAR. So it is what it is. I'm ready for Daytona, although the beginning of the season is kind of, I don't love it. It's Daytona, then it's Atlanta, reconfigured Atlanta, and then it's Coda, I think. So, and then I think Phoenix is like the next race. Let me just check. I don't want to be incorrect. But the beginning of the season is just so random. Like 2 super speedway tracks, which I still don't like what they did to Atlanta. No matter how good the races may be, I still just don't like it on principle. They gotta have a schedule on here. But yeah, and then let's see, 2026. Okay, yeah, they go to Daytona, then Atlanta, then Coda, then Phoenix. Then Las Vegas is the first 1.5 mile track that they run. And I don't know, it just seems weird. Like having 2 super speedways back to back to start the season, and then going to a road course, and then having Phoenix, which is a mile track. I can't get my audio right tonight, apparently. It's too quiet, then it's too loud. Then it's too quiet, then it's too loud. You know, I haven't changed the settings. That's the funny thing. I've only messed with them tonight. What a disaster. One of these days, I'll be able to dial it in. But yeah, so hopefully the Fox coverage gets better. I did see that they went away from having... they didn't have cartoons anymore, which was nice. I don't know why they would even ever consider that for a graphics package instead of actually having the driver's pictures. There's just so many decisions that are made that don't make sense to me. It's infuriating at times. I actually think I'm going to use this Napa as opposed to this Napa because this one's a little bit larger. Oops. This one's a little bit larger than this one, and on the real car it is larger than it is. It's larger than it is smaller, if that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna do that. And actually I might do the same thing with this Valvoline. I might take this Valvoline back off and use this smaller one because the real car, the Valvoline's not as big as this one. So we're gonna make some adjustments on the fly for a little bit of accuracy, because that's what we strive for here on the channel. We want the most accurate representation of the car as we can get. So we'll just add some water. We'll get our knife underneath this decal very, very carefully. Then we'll grab our tweezers. And unfortunately, like, I don't need this Valvoline decal anymore. I'll put it back on here, but once it dries, they're never really the same. That's the one thing with decals is once you get them wet and remove them from your the backing and then try to put them back down, they're just never the same. So we'll use this Napa and we'll use this Valvoline since the sizing of them are better. Now, the thing about these ones is I will have to get my scissors out and cut them close, which is fine. But that's also kind of why I bought 2 sets of decals, in case I liked something on one and didn't like something on another. We could always mix and match, and we could mix and match them and they would look the best. So we'll just cut this one out as close as possible. because it is a different decal manufacturer, so they have a little bit different method, but once they're on the car, you won't even be able to notice. So we'll throw that in the water. If you guys haven't voted on the poll, please do so. I don't know if it helps the channel. I don't really know. I'm just kind of more curious what you guys think, if we should ditch the non-points paying races. I think we should. It's already an insanely long season. I think they should just shorten it up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Daytona somewhat. Like I said before, I think I'm more looking forward to the Trucks and O'Reilly series before the Cup. I just want, I don't know if it's too much to ask, but I just kind of want one to go green to the end for like 20 to 30 laps. Like, I have a serious amount of fatigue as far as crashes with 5 to go, restart, overtime, crash, restart, overtime, crash, restart, overtime. Like, it's just, it's so boring. You can have a really, really good race, and then it all comes crashing, literally crashing down in the end of it like that. It's like, it just takes away from the event so much. Honestly, I'm at the point where if they just end the race under caution at the scheduled distance, I'd be happier with that. That's a hot take. I don't think too many people would agree with that these days, because you got to have green flag finish, all that stuff. But it just, like, tearing up all of the cars is not worth it, in my opinion. But NASCAR likes their drama. So, yeah. Wow, the crazy thing, we jumped up a bunch of subscribers tonight. We were at 453 before the stream, and now we're up to 459. So thank you guys for subscribing. If you're new here, it says we only have 2 people watching, but thank you to, and then the other people who were watching previous. Thank you to everybody for subscribing to the channel, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. I try to be as positive as I can and work on some cool things. But man, those distractions really get to you. So anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to the season to some degree. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about the Clash was the old NASCAR showed up again with its inability to consistently throw a yellow. Like, the decisions that they make when throwing yellow versus not throwing yellow, versus holding it versus not holding it, just, again, it's the same thing every single year. They're just so inconsistent. At least, I think Kyle Busch said it, at least they're consistently inconsistent with throwing cautions. But, oh, it's so frustrating. It just doesn't make sense to me how race control can get it so wrong so often. But I don't know. Hopefully that improves. Hopefully that changes. I don't think it will. I have no faith in NASCAR leadership. I did leave a very strongly worded fan council response to their inquiry, their survey. So that was fun. Let's just, let me just go to this real quick. Yeah. Down a little bit. So that was a good time. I left a strongly worded response. I was pretty embarrassed to call myself a NASCAR fan, if I'm being honest. The proportions on the diecast versus the real car do not seem right. Like, this fuel cutout needs to be higher, and that's why it looks so weird versus the real car. The fuel cutout is almost at the top of this body line on the real car. Man, we can't have anything nice. Also, I don't really know. I was planning on going live after every race this year, but I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't have the channels to watch the races. So that's going to be interesting to figure out. I guess I'll figure it out at some point. At least like the Fox races I could watch and the NBC ones. Napa, get the good stuff. The Napa kind of doesn't fit either because it's yellow and blue. Like nothing else on the car is really similar in color. All right. Well, at least we're making progress on this car. One thing I did want to mention in the last stream, we talked about the splitter that was giving me headaches. So I went ahead and painted it. I put one coat on. I will be putting another coat of black on to make it more opaque. There, you can see through it a little bit. But yeah, you can see those streaks right there. But yeah, I'll be putting another coat of black on the splitter to finalize that color and make it opaque so that we don't see any red underneath it. And then I'll also, off stream, I'll probably do the side skirts. We have the decals for that. But I don't want to do it now because I keep setting the car down on the side skirts. So I'll touch them up with black paint once I get the decals on. But yeah, let's see, what am I forgetting? Oh yeah, these two raced win decals. Also, I don't think I'm gonna do the windshield decals because the windows for this car already, I'm just gonna use the pre-existing windows, the front glass and the back glass. If it was a special banner like a NASCAR Salutes Memorial Day, or like a, what else do they run? Like a Chase banner with the yellow, I would do a different banner on it, but I'm just gonna keep what the car came with, because I did use a Chase Elliott car to make this particular car. What else? Yeah, and I'm not going to use this roof number because it doesn't line up with the die cast. It lines up with a model, but not the die cast, so I won't be using that. These hood vents, I use this decal set's hood vents because they look better. I'll use the red Goodyears. I use this decal set's Napa Auto Parts for the back deck lid. I'll probably use the Get Bioethanol from the other set. And yeah, I think that's, oh, you know what, let's do this. This one's gonna be tricky because I don't really want a lot of the clear being around. So let's see. Wow, stream completely fell off. On my end, it says we only have one watcher. Could be wrong, but yeah, so these rivets, I just want to get pretty close to them. On both sides, the inside and the outside. Now that will make it a little awkward to put the decal on, but it should be fine. Yours says too. Well, for all 2 of you people out there, honestly, I'm kind of fine with it being a little bit more chill right now. I'm still a little annoyed about what happened, so we can take a little break, chill out, relax a little bit. I say that and it's gonna come roaring back with a vengeance. DeMaria. I don't know what else to do with the settings. I don't know if bots can subscribe and then chat. I'll change it to a week before subscribing and being able to chat, because I just don't get it. I don't want to have those kinds of chat settings, but if it's gonna be that way, I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, now mine says too. Oh, I guess I could talk about my buddy from Ryan Sieg Racing raced in, I don't know, it's some iRacing league. And he was in the... I think the time delay helps too. I already have it on strict moderation. So, yeah, maybe we'll have to change it to a week. We have our time delay. And then block some... Oh, you block some specific words. Good thinking. Okay. I like the way your noggin goes. I didn't even know you could do that. I know you could do that on like Twitter or stuff, but I didn't know you could do it on here. Good thinking. Good call. So yeah, my buddy, he was racing in an iRacing league, and he actually missed the show. Last night was like their Daytona 500 or whatever. He missed it because he didn't qualify in the dual race. Oh, sorry. I couldn't mute fast enough. He got wrecked in his dual race, and so then he didn't qualify for the 500 because he was an open car, which means he didn't compete in last year's series. So he had to qualify in either on time or he had to race his way into the 500, and he didn't qualify on time, but he was running pretty well, and then he got wrecked not coming onto pit road, just after pit stops. He got turned into the outside wall, just right rear hooked right into the wall, and that pretty much ended his race. So he didn't qualify on time, and he didn't qualify through the qualifying race. But since the Clash got moved to yesterday, he was like the first car out that didn't make it in. So he was able to jump into the race, and by doing so, he ended up, it's kind of funny, he ended up finishing 8th. There was a huge... No, Braden, you had to jinx it, dude. There were bots earlier. Like, I changed the chat settings. First of all, Braden, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. And, yeah, there were bots earlier. I even changed some chat settings before the stream tonight, and it didn't work. So I think I'm gonna change some more. I now have a moderator, and yeah. So hopefully we solve that problem. But I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping in, and yeah, we're almost done with this car. We're getting close with it. So here, I'll put it on full screen for you. But just watched the video. So cool seeing coming in. It looks right. Say, how long have you been doing it? Well, I'm glad you liked the behind the scenes of it. Yeah, it was a long project. It took me a couple weeks. But I've been working on die-cast custom cars, model cars since I was pretty young. My first die-cast cars were like of NASCARs were 2010-ish, around that time frame, 2009, 2010. And I have come so far, so far. I'll get one here in a second. I have some of them. But yeah, I started with 1/64 scale cars, and pretty much the main driving factor behind that was I wanted to get like the unsponsored cars for my collection, some of the smaller teams, because they never made those die-cast. And so if you wanted to have a complete collection, you would have to make them yourself. So in 2011 was kind of the first year that I really got into it, and I made so many cars. I have since sold most of them to one of my buddies. I actually reworked them a little bit, added a better clear coat to them, took them apart, painted the interiors, made them better for him. But oh yeah, he's been texting me. He's excited about it. I am too, and the box as well. I mean, fully custom box. I can't wait till he gets it. But yeah, in 2011, I saw people selling a bunch of decals on eBay, so I 100% jumped on that and was just buying up decals and making cars, and that was kind of what kick-started like the fanaticism of it. And kind of doing it a bunch, and most of them are for my collection. I don't really make a ton for myself anymore. A lot of them are for other people, which I do enjoy. But here are a couple of my first attempts from when I was way younger. So this was Michael Waltrip's Napa car. I mean, you can see that it's Napa. You can see that it was the 15 car. So yeah, this was my attempt at just hand painting the whole thing. I keep these around kind of to remind myself where I came from and how I started this whole thing. So yeah, here is like one of the first cars that I ever worked on, ever built. And then after I got past that painting, then I started printing out decals just off of the computer. So this is just normal printer copy paper, and I would paint the car and then Mod Podge over top of them. So yeah, it was just normal printer paper with Mod Podge over top. So yeah, this was kind of like the second iteration before I got into fully decaling the cars with water slide decals. And I keep these around so that I can kind of remember, one, where I came from, and two, just kind of how far I've come and my ability to, I don't know, make cars well, I guess. So yeah, this will absolutely be a one of one. Nobody else. I've seen a lot of Chase Elliott custom Coca-Cola cars, but none that have the radiant red finish on it. So I'm excited for him for this car. It was a really cool idea, really cool concept that he came up with. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, I've been working on these things for a long, long time. Lots of practice, lots of mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes in my time making these cars. But each time you make a mistake, you learn from it. So that's the big takeaway. I don't even think you guys can really see those rivets. Yeah, a little bit. You could see them underneath the Valvoline and underneath the Kelly Blue Book. But yeah, that's just the biggest thing, is learning from your mistakes and building on them and not repeating them. And that's, I don't know, that's just kind of life in a nutshell, right? If you make a mistake, don't dwell on it too long, especially if it's not too bad. Learn from it, move on, get better. Don't make that mistake again. But yeah, those window rivets are cool. There you go. Takes a lot of patience, that's for sure. If I have any bit of advice, is take your time. Be patient. That's probably the best bit of advice I could give. Especially for the small details like this. Unfortunately, though, from a viewership aspect, I have to focus when I do these small details, so I can't really talk through the process, because I gotta make sure I get it right. We don't want to mess it up. So sorry, apologies for not being that entertaining throughout this part of the build. Not that I'm really that entertaining to begin with, but well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. It was cool to see some new names in here and some familiar names. It was nice to see Nice Racing back in here. I know he popped out to go work on his Ryan Priest sketch, but yeah, it's always fun. I like this little community that we've built of people that hang out on stream, and you know, honestly, if you have it on as background noise or something, which if it were me, I'd put something else on other than my voice as background noise. But yeah, I appreciate you guys taking time to spend here at the channel. And yeah, it's a fun little hobby. I think NASCAR thrived when it was part of the hobby. Like, you had the car culture, so people always worked on their own cars. You had different hobbies. People would crochet and knit and paint things and build things NASCAR related. You could find NASCAR decals and stuff on everything back in the day, the late 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. So yeah, it was like mainstream, sure, but it was very very embedded in every aspect of American culture. I also see that we're up to 50-50 on our poll. So we have 3 people that say keep the non-points paying race. We have 3 people that say we can ditch them. I personally lean towards the we can ditch them. I laid that out earlier. All right, let's do this roof number 942. We'll put this roof number on, and then probably that'll be it. There's not really else. So the side skirts I'll do off stream. I'll finish the splitter off stream. Let's see what else. Oh, you know what? We do have to put that grill on. Maybe all right, we'll put the grill on first. But yeah, you can see how different the red is versus this the actual red. So we'll do the grill. Tomorrow's video is already posted. I'll probably be posting a short maybe on Sunday as well. And then I got to work on next week's video. Just checking in. Look. Yeah. Yes. No bots. Hopefully your drawing is doing well. Your sketch that you were doing. Yeah, we're almost done with this car for the night. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go too much longer. We'll do the side skirts off stream. We'll finish painting the splitter off stream. Then I got to put the Sunoco's on. I just wanted to do that after I was done painting. The fuel, what is it? Bioethanol. We'll do that. And then that'll pretty much be it. Yeah, then this car will be done. Then I'll just I'll have to put a clear coat over top of the whole thing, but yeah, it's looking good. It's coming together nicely. Coca-Cola. I like it. Yeah, no bots. Not for a while. We changed some settings, so no bots. And then as far as other projects go right now, I have to finish putting this Moobs project together, this Michael Roots one. That one's a special thing. I have to finish my IndyCar diecast from Mid-Ohio from last year. We'll get that done in the not too distant future. I got most of it cleared. I just have to finish decaling the bottom plate, the pan, and then that car will be done. And then I can finish Cody's cars. I do have to finish his. I have 14 more to go, so basically 3 more decaling days. All right, roof number. All right, so again, these decals are a little bit of a different manufacturer, so they don't have the top clear layer exactly around the decal, so I do have to cut it out with scissors, which is fine. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to try and leave it all together between the Coca-Cola and the 9. I'm going to see how that looks on the roof before I put it in the water. Because if not, I'll separate them. But I don't really want to. I want to put it on as one cohesive piece. It blows my mind that Coca-Cola is like one of the major sponsors of NASCAR, the whole series, and they won't allow any of their diecast to be made. It's a crazy decision, but whatever. I feel bad for Lionel. Their hands are tied. Like, everybody's bugging them and asking them to make Priest's car, and they just can't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you joined a little bit later, Braden, but yeah, we talked about it earlier. I don't have any problems with Ryan Preece. Like, I think it's kind of a neat story. You know, he kind of came up the long way based off of driving merits and talent. And yeah, I think it was really cool that he won. I was a little disappointed that the 24 couldn't win with Byron, but Preece winning was cool. The race overall was just a mess. It was, I don't want to say it was a complete disaster, but it was kind of a disaster. But yeah, Preece winning, I thought was, if the 24 couldn't win, he was my next favorite of the guys that were kind of up front at the end. Like, I didn't really want to see Blaney win. Let me just pull up. I had the results up earlier. Let me just pull those back up. Yeah, that's not right. Alright. It's crazy that it took almost 2.5 hours. So Yeah, if Priest, if the 24 couldn't win, I was pretty happy with Ryan Priest winning. I thought that was a good story because he's been I don't know if you want to call him a journeyman because he's kind of been with the same team. Well, no, that's not true. He was with I think he raced with JTD Doherty for a little bit, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I have no problem with Ryan Priest, so seeing him win was neat. Which way should we have the dots? That doesn't look right. It says we have 79 views on this stream. That's crazy. I don't even think we've had over, like... Oh, that's right. He did race. That's true. Yeah, he was at the twitching corpse of Stuart Haas Racing. Yeah, I guess you could call him somewhat of a journeyman. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool for him to get the win. I like that. I thought it was a pretty good outcome. Especially after going airborne. He didn't flip. That was a surprise. Although Daytona is looming, so he had to get the win in while he could because he might be airborne next week. Hopefully not, but the dude, he does have some funny tweets, I will say that, with his space suit, his astronaut suit. I do find those comical. But yeah, so Daytona next week. We'll see what he can do. Hopefully he keeps all four wheels on the ground. I will not be going to the Daytona 500 this year. I will be a couple hundred miles away, but we're not going to be doing that. It's not worth the drive, in my opinion. We'll be going to some other races, so I might think about buying a camera for my hat or some glasses and taking those to the races so I can document my time. So I don't think the glasses are all that expensive. And they're just clear lensed, so they won't mess with your eyes at all. Why is this taking so long? Okay. I think that'd be a cool idea. A lot of editing though. So there's the nose coming into your living room. Throw these roof flaps on. And this will pretty much wrap up the stream today. We'll throw this roof number on. And then I'll cut the roof flaps out at a later time. And I'll finish up the side skirts also at a later time. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream tonight. It was pretty good for the most part, aside from a few times with some shenanigans taking place. But aside from that, it was a fun stream. Like always, they're always pretty fun streams. Even if we don't have like 100 people watching, it's still good with the people that are. So I hope you guys had a fun time as we kind of wind it down a little bit here. Like I said earlier, we saw some new names, we saw some familiar names. So it was a good time, as always. And if you're new here, I'm not going to do that whole streamer YouTube spiel. You guys know. If you're already on YouTube, you know. If you like what you see, you're going to subscribe. If you don't, you're not. That's just the name of the game. that's pretty much that. I do like how this Coca-Cola cup sits properly on the roof flap. Like it's perfectly on the roof flap. And the bubbles coming off of it are on the body of the car. It's perfect. We still have the body lines in it for the roof hatch. The one thing about this this paint is it is a little bit thicker than some of the paint that I use, but I think it's okay. I don't see any issues happening with it. But that'll pretty much do it. Yeah, this Coca-Cola goes right onto the roof flap a little bit, but the cup sits perfectly on the roof flap. So that's pretty neat. This is like my least favorite part of every car that I ever make, is the roof, because of the roof flaps. It's a double-edged sword because I love having the detail of them, but having to cut out the decals and put them around and make sure they fit properly is a nightmare. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for today. We made really good progress. I will post a video once it's all said and done and I have it cleared and I have it put back together. I'll put a video out like I do every Friday. It'll be a review and we'll post it and you guys can leave your comments on it. Did you end the poll? Braden's waving. Yeah, so thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate it. It was a good stream. So I hope you enjoyed the clash yesterday, despite it being kind of a mess. And yeah, we got a little over a week until the 500. A week. What is today? Today's Thursday. So this time next week we'll have the duels. And yeah, that's it. So thanks again for joining. I appreciate your guys' attention and your time spending here, chatting with me, interacting with me. It was a fun stream. So, thank you guys again. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Oh, and don't forget to watch tomorrow's video at noon. It's a short one. It's only about 2 minutes long, so you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. But if you could, give it a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment or something. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a good weekend coming up. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.